What's up, guys? I don't know what the title or the thumbnail of this video is. It's definitely not clickbait. tommyfyeah owes me about $180,000. So it'll probably be something along the lines of tommyfyeah owes me a bunch of money. Just try to watch this whole video. I'm actually redoing the beginning of this because I kind of just jumped into it and it makes sense. Share this with everybody. Make sure Cody gets this. Whistle and Diesel. Make sure Adam LZ gets this. Anybody Tommy's collabed with. It's taken me like 4 years to do this video. There's going to be a bunch of heat that comes with it. I just know that. That's why it's taken me so long. I don't want that smoke. tommyfyeah's fanboys, he has like a cult. And I know I'm going to lose 1,000 subs just probably from the title of this. Like I said, he owes me about $180,000 and I got receipts. And everything's in this video. So, here you go, jump right into it. We're gonna break it down. I like literally hate that I have to do this, but he has put me into a corner and he keeps calling my bluffs. I've made this video like 10 times. And I either delete it or he ends up giving me some story of how he doesn't have any money and I'm just tired of it. So, I'm really hoping you guys don't have to see this. The plan is to make this video, edit it, have it all ready to be uploaded, and then as soon as I'm done with that today, I'm going to call Tommy and say, hey, look, you can send me $100,000, I'll sign an NDA, and I won't ever talk about this ever again. It's a loss of 80 grand. It is what it is. If you're seeing this, he obviously gave me another sob story about how he doesn't have it, or he pretty much just told me to F off. It's all going to start making sense to like people that actually know, that have been here from like the beginning, or if you follow Tommy. That's like the main reason why I haven't changed my name, because I wanted you guys to be able to remember me from his super chats and all the other stuff. It all started with the white S15. Back in, I believe it was 2018. Let's just go back a little bit more. I watched Tommy. I was a big fan of him. I hit him up all the time. I got a GTR from HP, and I pretty much had a blank check. At the time, it was my dream car, and I just pretty much told Tommy, I'll pretty much give you a blank check, tell me what parts to get. If you want to do it, I'll send the car to you. All this other stuff. And then we started going back and forth, talking all the time, and he kept saying, if he could get this white S15, it would blow his channel up. He said it to me multiple times, and it was like 15 grand. And I was like, look, man, I'll hook you up with that. So I told him I'd buy the S15, and he could pay me back. And then he brought up the fact of, well, if you want to invest in me, we started talking about giveaways. He's like, well, if you want to help me out, help me finish the Club Sport, the BMW TI. If you go back to my earlier videos, you see I was shouting that giveaway out the whole time, was because he needed help finishing it, he didn't have the money to finish it. He told me that he only had $20,000 in the slick top, his very first giveaway, and he made over $100,000. So he was all like, dude, if you do this, we're gonna double, triple, maybe even quadruple your money. So I just sent him 40 grand. That was the first time I sent him anything. I sent him money to finish the BMW Club Sport, and I sent him 15 grand to buy the S15. It ended up being even 40. I might throw a screenshot up of the money wire right now. As we were doing that, he told me that his wife's car, she had some like Subaru Forester or something, that was just crap, kept breaking down on her. Gave me this story about how it's going to leave his kids stranded, and I felt bad. And I'm like, well, we're going to be making all this money on these giveaways. I'll buy her the Tahoe. So if you guys remember, when his girl got the Chevy Tahoe, the black one, I bought that, just to help him out, okay? At this time, I just didn't care about making money, really. I was just like, if I break even, I'll just loan you the money. And then that's when he started talking about, let's be partners and all this. I just wanted to help the guy. Tommy's super chats. That was like a thing back then. That's why I haven't changed my name yet, because I wanted you guys to be able to remember me. I was like his partner, right? Like at this point, by the time I got the Tahoe, he was like, you just want to be partners in this YouTube thing? You start a YouTube channel, we'll just do this together, it'll be really big, we're going to make all this money, and I was like 100% in. So all the super chats that all you guys hated me for, because I would super chat and Tommy would only read my super chats, that was like a plan. To where, like, since I was supposedly getting 50-50 of everything, if I put my money in, I was just supposed to get it back. I never did. And I'm not adding up the super chats. I have no way. I mean, I can go back through bank statements. The 180 grand that he owes me is not anything to do with super chats. I'm just being honest with you guys here. The super chats, like, the ideal was that if I super chatted him and he only read mine, that would make you guys super chat for him to read yours, and then we'd make more money. The 95, the red RX-7, that was never his car. Ever. It was never in his name. You can go back and watch that video. I actually have it downloaded. I might throw up a screenshot or throw it on a clip or something. When he picked that car up from Ohio, I'm in Ohio. It's at my other shop. You see the Bobcat in the background. You see my Mercedes in the background. There's even like a couple of seconds where you see me walk behind the Bobcat as he's talking. He picked up the 95 RX-7, one of 7 in the world. It's always been my car. And then I also gave him 10 grand cash that day to build that car. Plus, I gave him another 30,000 because it was supposed to be a complete build. And then he just kept putting it off and off and off. The thing that probably happened was that the money that I gave him for that, he put in the other cars. That car was supposed to be completely built, and he just kept putting it off and put it off and put it off. I'll play devil's advocate here. Some of it was mine too. I kept going back and forth about if I wanted to do single turbo or B&R turbos. We kind of talked about LS swapping it there for a minute, so we were both up in the air about it. But the fact of the matter is that he just had Vargas rebuild the car for free and then gave it. He would never give it back to me if we didn't say something in Chris's video to where he had to give it back to me. And so he just gave it back to me completely stock. It was just a nightmare. It was nothing that I wanted. Oh, Face Tats truck. If you guys remember Jeff, right? Face Tats, his little rabbit Volkswagen that he bought in Ohio. I think I was in that video. That was always mine. I bought it. And the thing was that they were all like, oh, if we do this and we get Face Tats on the channel and help blow up the channel, Face Tats can do a build, like a cheat build, while I'm doing my like perfect FES spec builds. It'll help the channel out. I never ended up getting paid for that. They get a giveaway with that car. I was supposed to get the money. He said that it flopped. That's also what he said about the BMW, by the way. Let me roll back to that. The BMW supposedly only made 30 grand, and then he was all like, because it was a giveaway, he was like, you just want to roll that into the next one, since it didn't do too good. And I didn't need the money, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I was completely invested in this guy, and the company, and the ideas that we had. Tommy was like my best friend. We talked every morning from 7 a.m. to 9. As he got up and would get ready, he would call me, we'd go over video ideas, and he just like burnt this bridge, just not caring. He just used me, and it just took me forever to realize it. I was just an idiot. So yeah, and Jeff's truck, he did a giveaway with it. Someone sent me a screenshot of that truck for sale, saying that they didn't have the title for it. Tommy never gave me the title. If you want the title, DM me on Instagram or something like that, I can go and get a lost title. That truck's never been transferred out of my name. If it's worth you coming to Ohio, you can come here and I'll go file for a lost title with you. Oh, the 350Z, that was never his car either. That was always my car. We did a video of me like selling it to him. I just let him borrow it. He was supposed to completely rebuild it and do all this cool stuff with it and then give it back to me, or I buy it back. And it just didn't go down like that. He did all this, and the only reason why he brought the car back was because he needed the title for the Sylvia. Because I had the Sylvia title for that gold one, and I wasn't going to give it to him until I got the 350Z back. I ended up paying him for the parts that they put on it for some reason, because I just didn't want to hear his mouth. I just wanted the car back. The remote shop, that was me. I paid for that 100%. Now, I gotta be careful when I say this, but supposedly Chris was renting out the shop while I was still paying rent on it. So there's that. It's never ending. The lifts, everything for the remote shop I bought, the car lift, everything. The red BMW that was in that shop that Chris was taking parts off of, that was mine. Like, I was getting so upset that like Chris would just go take parts off of it, and Tommy would be like, oh, I got extra parts, don't worry about it. He would just use my cars and take parts off of them for his cars or for Chris's cars or whatever he needed. The R32 GTST, that giveaway, I think that one was a 4-door maybe. I funded that. The S13 Sylvia, I did that giveaway. I paid for all that. I didn't realize at this point that he was just sucking me dry for money. The thing was always, hey, we made this much, let's roll it into the next one. Hey, this one didn't do so good. I can send you the money, but let me just put this money into this car that I'm doing. It was just always this like, oh, it's going to snowball into, you know, this multi-million-dollar thing that I was just along for the ride for. The van, once he got the van, I gave him money for parts for that. He was supposed to like deck it all out. He never did. He just took my money. I bought the trailer. The movie, that's a big one right there. So the movie, I gave him money for that movie. And at this point, you know, we're up in like $80,000 of me just giving him money for all these cars and stuff. And then he hit me up for the movie. He needed $30,000 for him and Chris to go do this movie. He put it off for like a year. And then I found, I mean, this is just true. I mean, they might not admit it or not, but Tommy and Chris have both told me this. The reason why I put it off was because, if you guys remember, Chris and Tommy got in this big fight, and Chris went down to Florida and all this other stuff, and Tommy's like, well, I can't do the movie without Chris. Chris was not going to do the movie at all. It was like a done deal. But Tommy's such a sleazeball that when Chris wanted to do a giveaway with junk, like the junk stickers and the junk shirts and stuff like that, Tommy like finagled his way into owning that, like setting it up for Chris. So it was technically Tommy's. And Chris could not use junk until Tommy sold it to him or gave it to him or whatever that had to be done. So that was like part of the deal why Chris even did the movie, was because Tommy would not release the junk merch until Chris did that movie. And then I've heard from multiple people, again, allegedly, this is my opinion, this is just what I've heard through the grapevine. By the time they did the movie, Tommy spent all my money on other stuff. So he ended up having to go get money from a merch company that he never ended up paying back, and now that's why he does his own merch, allegedly. Now the 240 that I gave Chris, the reason why I gave that car to Chris was because I had all the engine and all these parts, supposedly, that I bought from Tommy. Well, it was more like, I found the car, it was a really good deal. Asked Tommy. Tommy said, oh yeah, buy that car, I got all the parts you'll need for it. Tommy hit me up and said, hey, I found this engine on Facebook Marketplace. It's already ready to go, it's got everything on it. Do you want this? And I said, yeah, go ahead and get it. But then once I gave it to Chris, it didn't have any of the parts anymore because Tommy took the turbo. I actually remember him asking me if he could use the turbo for something. He might have put the turbo on one of the Sylvias or something like that. But then now Chris has an engine that didn't have a manifold, an intake manifold, an exhaust manifold, or a turbo. It's like I would buy stuff, and then he would like use the stuff that I bought for other stuff, like the FD. Like I talked about that at the beginning. The FD, I gave him like 30 grand for all these parts that he had. Radiators, and intercoolers, and piping, and exhaust, and all the little bits and pieces I never need, and I just never got any of them. This is it. This is where I'm at. I have so much more that I can talk about. I don't want to ruin this guy's life, okay? I'm just stuck, and I gotta do something, because he keeps calling my bluffs, and it's like, yeah, let's go ahead and sue him. It's a lot of work. If I gotta do it, I'm coming after you for like $500, dude. Because you have promised me multiple times that we were gonna make money on this, and that it was an investment. You're going to get in trouble for investment fraud. Let's just square up, wash our hands, walk separate ways, and forget about it. Because, I mean, I got all the proof. Like, I've talked to my attorney about it. He has like a whole packet of just proof that we're going to come after you for like $500,000 because I constantly took money from stocks to invest in him because he would constantly tell me that it was a for sure thing. I'm going to throw up some screenshots of some stuff right now. I got proof of everything, Tommy. So don't sit here and try to twist it, okay? If you sit here and try to twist it, I'm just gonna air out more dirty laundry and everyone's gonna look bad. So this is the last chance. If you guys are seeing this video is on YouTube. I already called him today and he said no, or he gave me some story, or it's not gonna happen. So right now, Tommy, this is the last chance. I'm gonna start releasing stuff. And I hate to do this. The reason why it's taken me like 4 years is because I don't want to ruin this guy's life. I started off wanting to help him. I liked him. He was my best friend. And all he did was manipulate everything and suck me dry. And the reason why it's taking me so long to actually release the video is I don't want the smoke. Like, I don't want the smoke. It's going to, like, I know his fanboys. He's got like a cult following. You guys are going to hate me forever. I probably lost 1,000 subs as soon as this started. It just sucks. I don't want to have to release this video. I don't want to have to release another video if I do release this video. Okay? This is just the truth. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm not trying to play the victim. Give me 100 grand. Well, at this point, I've already given you that option. So here's the next option. Now, since you already turned down giving me 100 grand, signing an NDA, and walking away. You give me 100 grand, I sign an NDA, we go over the other $80,000 in parts. I need my FD parts. There's supposed to be $30,000 in parts sitting at your shop. Where are they at? Probably on one of your FDs. And the whole thing about how he doesn't have the money or this and that, but he's a baller all the time on YouTube. He'll sit here and give me this, dude, I got like 1,500 bucks for my name right now. It's just a bad time. I can't make it happen. And then I go and watch one of his videos and he just spent $100,000 in parts. I just want my money, man. So hopefully you guys don't see this. You're more than willing to share this with everybody. Do whatever you gotta do. He's just scum. He's gonna burn whoever he is. Anyone he's ever collabed with, send this video to him. That's it. And I don't know what else to say. If you guys want to download this video and put it on your own channel, you're free to do that. Just get the word out. I'm done playing around. So, that's it. That's what I had to say. It sucks. There's gonna be a lot of heat coming from this, and it's gonna suck. Okay, I gotta jump back in here. It's actually been 2 weeks. I've called him, I've texted him. This isn't like some sucker punch. Okay, he's known about this for 3 years. I've been telling him I was gonna do this. He keeps calling my bluffs. I've been trying to call him and text him. He's not picking up, not texting me back. I even talked to Chris to make sure he didn't change his number. So I just don't want to hear anyone say that, like, oh, you didn't give him enough time. He probably would have paid you if you gave him more time. He's had multiple years to pay me back, okay? And I also want to say, you know, he's not the only YouTuber that I've helped out. Forgot to say that in this video. I've helped out 7 other YouTubers. They've all held up their end of the deal. They've all done what the plan was or paid me back or whatever it was. Like, I mean, R-Spec Ryan. I talk to him all the time about it. He doesn't care if I tell you guys. I helped pay for his transmission for his Evo. Just help him out. They were having a baby, and I wanted to help him out. And he held up his end of the deal, and it's just, Tommy is the only one that is just scum and fully took advantage of me. It is what it is. Like I said, I've been trying to get a hold of him. Guess I'm letting this video go live.